So dear cadets, what I hope that you are going to take all the contents and the things are very clear. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. So are you ready for the lecture round?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any doubt that you want to discuss with me?
No, sir.
Okay then. So we are going to start in a very formal way. So I'll call each of the candidates one by one and I'll display a card to you like that. And out of the 4 given captions, you are going to choose one caption. And I'm going to allow you 1 minute for the practice, and after that you are going to deliver your content in front of the candidates. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So you please come, chest number 22. That's it. Come over here.
Sir. So caption number 2.
Okay. So you please move. So for a short while, actually you are going to just move from that place. Meanwhile, you may interact with some basic information. Likewise, it is kind of, it means that your time is over, time is start. So it is a kind of indication. Clear? Okay. So if the bell is, it means that it is time is going to finish. If it is, it is clear? Okay. So please come inside. Please stand over here and stop. Now chest number 24, you please come. So it is the round in which the time which is allotted to chest number 22 for his delivering speech. So it is the time for chest number 24 to prepare his own contents. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So your captions are.
Caption number 2.
Okay then, please you move out. So please start.
A very warm and pleasant morning to all my dear friends. Out of the 4 captions displayed to me by our respected GTO, I have decided to speak on caption number 2, that is importance of English. I feel too glad to speak on this caption, as it's amazing to see that there are around 200 nations and even more than that across the world. And every nation is actually having hundreds of languages. Let me take the example of India. In our Indian constitutions, 22 languages are mentioned, but in reality actually there are hundreds of languages. It eventually proves the vastness and the diversity of languages in the world. And then there comes a language which is English, which gives a uniformity, a commonality to the diversity of all the languages that is spoken across the nations. So I am going to further elaborate the importance of English. So how actually can we say that English plays a major role? It is because in the very recent stats of 2020, English tops the survey of most spoken language across the world, followed by Mandarin Chinese and then our Hindi. So English at being the top ultimately proves that how important English plays a role in uniting us. So further I am going to tell the importance in various fields. So at first, we being a very true patriot and being a very true defense aspirant want to tell you the importance of English in the Indian Armed Forces. In all the national academies, in all the defense academies, all the cadets, soldiers and officers are actually being united among all of us because they actually come from different. At last, I would like to conclude that as there are so much diversity in the languages and actually it is divided by the languages, but at the same time it is united by the English. Thank you.
Will you please come? Chest number 5.
A very good morning, friends.
I will stop it. So let him select the topic.
Point 2.
Okay. Please move out.
A very good morning, friends. It is my privilege to speak in front of you. Out of my 4 given captions, I have selected Dowry as my lecturate topic. So it is dowry is a gift demanded or given as a gift for a pre-convincing for a marriage. It is a punishable offense and imprisonment of 6 months or a fine of rupees 15,000 is have to pay for the dowry.
So approximately 50% of the candidates, even they are prepared, so they have their certain experiences. So that repeatedly, if you are practicing certain lecturate rounds, so I hope that you are going to remove that type of hesitations. You stand over there. Okay, please move and prepare yourself.
Good morning, friends. Today I am here. Today I am very privileged to speak on the topic
and speak on the topic terrorism. Terrorism is an act of spreading fear and resentment among the people and disturbing the peace of the country. The major causes of the terrorism includes unemployment, disagreement of the people against the government policies, poverty, and etc. And terrorism causes a major blow to the development of the country. It hampers many sectors of the country. The tourists all over the world do not prefer to go to an area which is affected by the terrorism, and hence affects the tourism sector of the country. It also affects the business sector of the country. Many investors do not will to invest in a country which is affected by the terrorism. In this way, it disturbs the whole economy of the country. It also leads to the death of many people and loss of the property. The country all over the world has started taking action against the terrorism. In India too, many agencies have been set up for this. People should also unite to take action against this terrorism. So, in the last, actually, you took many of the contents. Looks that your intents. So that is the thing that I would like to advise in the next week. So stop. Let's start. Okay, you start. Deepa.
First one, sir.
Good morning, friends. Today I am very privileged coming in front of you to give a lecture topic among the 4 topics given by the GTO sir, of which I have selected the terrorism, which is the burning topic in the present scenario. Friends, first of all, we need to know that what this terrorism means. It is not simply a word which creates a sense of fear and terror in the mind of people, but it also creates and make them mentally, physically, and socially ill also. Many people thinks that using this method they could send or transmit their voice to the many upper level peoples, but I think that is not the good way to deliver their thoughts and measures. In recent times, we also see that European countries are struggling a lot due to this terrorism also. Many of the peoples have lost their life, and many are affected also due to this terrorism also. But this terrorism is not simply in the present scenario. It erupts and spoils our society from the very past also. It also affected our Indian country also, like 26/11, and also US, the developed nations also. But friends, unfortunately, I want to say that this terrorism is not restricted to a certain boundaries or religions also. Even this terrorism does not give any boundaries to countries also. For example, we take the example of Kabul, where recently many terrorist group attacked the book fair, where many children have lost their life. So friends, I think that we are the future of this country, and we should be must aware of this. And I don't think that taking this terrorism way for the nations only. It is our citizens also responsible for this eradicating this very evil from our society. So friends, I think that we are the future of the society, and we should gather ourselves to eradicate from our society. Thank you very much.
Fourth one.
Please, sir.
Hello and very good morning, friends. The topic which is given to me, and actually I have chosen the second one, which is actually the advancement of military and modernization. Actually, starting from the introduction part, actually, as we all know that Indian military is actually in the second number in terms of number, but actually it lags somewhere behind in terms of power index. Why? Why this is like that? It's because of lack of modernization. We lag somewhere in modernization. Why is the reason? Why we lag in modernization? The main reason is the red tapeism by our bureaucrats, and also some occasional corruptions, and also finally the less amount of defense budget allocated to our armed forces. Actually, according to a report, our armed forces have to be given approximately 2.5% of our GDP, but now till date we are getting them actually 1.5 to 2% only, which is not enough. This was the main reason why we lost our 1962 war against China, and after the modernization purpose, we actually won the war against 1965, which was very close. Yeah, this was the main reason. Now coming to some recent developments, after 2014, with the new government, which emphasizes too much on the defense forces, and actually we acquired many new equipments and forces, many new developments too. We acquired for Air Force like Chinook helicopters, Apache, and also Rafale too. In terms of army, we also acquired we have been getting to the production of AK-203 rifles, and also we are getting to the M777 ultralight howitzers, and also when we get to the Navy purpose, we are acquiring MH-60R Romeo helicopters. We are also getting many equipments. Also, we are been forming a CDS post also, and also the integrated military commands. These are. Thank you.
So next one this side. So the first.
A very warm good morning to all of you. Out of the 4 captions, I have selected the topic which is the most burning topic, that is the advantages of science in our daily life. As we all know that science plays a vital role in our life, from waking up in the morning with alarm to sleeping in night by switching off the lights. It plays a huge role in our life, and it has many advantages also. The biggest advantage of science is it saves a lot of time. By the formation of machines, we usually saves a lot of time. For example, by using mobile, we connect to the whole world in a very short period of time, and with television also we use the same. And it also uses for medical and agriculture sector, because as many viruses and diseases are spreading all over the world, and we have to kill them, and we can only do this with science and technology. These are the things which science has given us, and not in our world that we are going to contribute. In the last, I want to conclude that science is very good thing, and it is only good up to when it is in safe hands. But when it goes on the wrong hand, it is as much as destructive. Thanks.
What I like to appeal you, please cover your face, mask, and those who are going to speak in the lecture are only entitled to remove the mask. Okay?
Good morning, friends. Out of the 4 given topics, I selected the first one, that is dowry system in India. I feel very honored to speak in front of you. So dowry refers to giving of cash, vehicles, properties, and materialistic things to the bride, from the bride family to the bridegroom, their family members, and as well as their relatives. In the ancient period, it was seen that it was just a present, which was whose meaning was just to build a healthy relationship between both the families. But over the years, it turned out to become a demand which had to be fulfilled in order for a family to get their girls married. The situation even worsened during the colonial period when the Britishers arrived and made it as a mandatory practice. Widespread adversities could be seen where the women were subjected to harassments, tortures, and they even were murdered. Some of the social reformers like Alim Khan worked on this and led to movements like anti-dowry movements. The modern period sees it as an illegal offense and bans practice of any of these kinds. But still, in some of the remote parts of our country, this practice even prevails. So, in my opinion, we must appeal to the conscience of the people. We must appeal to the conscience of the people, and through this, it can be eradicated. Thank you.
Next.
Good morning, friends. Out of the 4 topics provided to me, I chose the 4th one, which is your favorite leader. My favorite leader is Mr. Narendra Damodar Das Modi. He was born.
You are advised to hold your hands either at the front or at the back, so that you look more confident.
My favorite leader is Mr. Narendra Damodar Das Modi. He was born on 17th of September 1950 in Vadnagar, Gujarat. He belongs to a very.
So put your hands at the back. Yes, it is the most confident role. So if you are holding your hands at the front, it is the humble way. And if you are holding at the back, it means that you are in action. So it shows your confidence also. So try to be in that. Everybody is at first, yeah?
Yes, sir.
He belonged to a poor family, and from his childhood only, he supported his father in selling tea at his tea stall. But his dream was much bigger than his surrounding. He always wanted to serve his nation, and for that, he regularly done hard work. He became the Chief Minister of Gujarat in year 2001 and continuously governed the Gujarat state till 2014. In 2014, he became the Prime Minister of India, and he is the first Prime Minister of India who governed consecutively more than 5 years, who was a non-Congress, who belongs to a non-Congress party. He had many achievements in the world. He was awarded as the best chief minister of the any state according to the Times magazine. Also, he was on the cover of the Times magazine in 2016. He was also awarded as the fourth most powerful political leader in the world. He has many qualities which attracts me towards him. He has a strong willpower and also a courage to make hard decisions. And this all makes him a very powerful leader. Thank you.
Cover your face with a mask.
Good morning, my dear friends. Out of the 4 topics given to me, I have chosen to speak over Indo-Pak relationships. I will mainly cover these 4 topics in four parts, namely introduction, current development, future, and the scope. Talking about the introduction, we all know that India and Pakistan fought together with the Britishers for their independence. Before granting the independence, the Britishers kept the policy of their divide and rule in their mind, and they fired the fuel of Muslim sensitivity, which led to the partition of India and Pakistan in the year 1947. After independence, India and Pakistan fought 3 major wars in the year 1962, 1971, and 1999. In all of them, the Pakistan lost. Talking about the current development, the Pakistan is not in the position of waging a war and win with the Indian mighty Indian soldiers. Talking about the conclusion, I would like to say that the relation between India and Pakistan is restricted and restrained. The Pakistan must stop terrorism so that its relationship with India can be prospered and then new things can come out. Thank you.
Good morning, friends. From the given 4 topics, I have chosen the topic women in politics. In India, it's been started since the ancient time with leaders like Razia Sultan, who is the first woman leader of the Delhi Sultanate. Then in the British time, there are leaders like Rani Lakshmi Bai, and then the 2 presidents of Indian National Congress like Annie Besant and Sarojini Naidu. If I have to talk about after the independence, there are also such leaders like Mrs. Vijaya Lakshmi, who has been the first Indian to be the president of US Assembly and then UN Assembly, and then the most powerful woman in the history of Indian politics, that is Mrs. Indira Gandhi, who has attracted the attention of the world by her potential. In the recent events, there are also such women like Sushma Swaraj and J. Jayalalitha, Sheila Dikshit, and don't forget the first woman president of India, Mrs. Pratibha Devi Singh Patil. At last, I would like to state that according to 73rd and 74th Amendment Act, 1/3 of the elected bodies seats are reserved for the women, but still they are less in number. But it seems that they have the same dominance and powerful position. Thank you.
Friends, out of given 4 topics by our respected GTO sir, I selected caption number 1, that is importance of discipline in our life. Friends, discipline originated from word disciple, which means the follower, and the word discipline refers to the following set of rules and regulation which leads happy, healthy, and successful life. It is important in every stage of life.
work effectively and efficiently. By this, so that we can say, hence we can say that discipline play a vital role in our daily life. Thank you.
Okay, stop. आपको बताया अभी जाना थोड़ा सा. So dear cadets, you participated very well in that. The most important thing that I perceived throughout the lecture round is that no one has come out with sorry figure, and that is the most remarkable part that I have seen in your performances. Many of the candidates in their first lecture round, even they can't speak for even 10 seconds. So it is a kind of achievement that you have, that you are able to speak more than 1 minute. So if you are able to speak for more than 1 minute in the first attempt only, so you just believe in yourself. So here the important thing that I would like to advise you, because my role is to just find out what type of errors that you have committed. Is it clear? So आप में से कुछ लड़कों ने जो थोड़े से मिस्टेक की है इसमें, जैसे कि आपके कंटेंट्स जब पूरे नहीं होते हैं इसमें, so you become a bit nervous. So ये nervousness को थोड़ा सा avoid करना. So why it has come? आपका nervousness क्यों आया है, इसके बारे में थोड़ी सी बात करें. It is because that your topic was not organized. You haven't taken the caption in different dimension. अगर आप अपने caption को 2 और 3, कम से कम 3, इंट्रोडक्शन हो गया, मेन बॉडी हो गया, कंक्लूजन हो गया, 3 बॉडी तो हमेशा रहती है इसमें, और कुछ टेक्निकल टॉपिक हैं तो बीच में इसके सब डिविजन्स भी आते हैं. तो अगर आपने अपने टॉपिक को पूरा नहीं बोला है इसमें, तो इसका मतलब आपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन प्लानिंग में काम में नहीं किया थोड़ा सा. तो ध्यान रखें इसमें, बिफोर डिलीवरिंग योर थॉट यू शुड बी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड. So whatsoever the content you have, that should be separated in different bunches, different pockets of the information. Is it clear?
Yes,
So
sir.
that is the only mistake that you committed, but rest is very okay, because in the first round of lecture, most of you participated for more than a minute. And always remember, you should precise your thought between 2 minutes and 2.5 minutes. Clear?
Yes,
So
sir.
that your time can be managed, and you look very influential while delivering the thought. So rest is very okay. So further perception will be summarized to you in your interview round only. Clear? So what type of content you have delivered, what are the part that you have to cover. So it is a specific part that I will deliver you in the interview round only. Okay boys, thank you.